Hi, everyone. Hi, welcome to our What About the Business tonight. We are going to have the next 30 minutes jam-packed with testimonies that are going to inspire you and inform you about what the Plexus business opportunity is all about. Now, earlier in the month, we had a similar event that was really focused on our health testimonies, and those showed the power of the Plexus products. If you missed that event and you want to check that out, get back with the person who invited you to this and they can share that link with you. Well, we want you to know that we only have an amazing, life-changing business opportunity because of those life-changing products. So before we get into these testimonies, I need to let you know that this event is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. We and Plexus, we make no guarantees on income. As such, representations may be misleading. Your success depends on your effort, commitment, skill, and leadership abilities, and how effectively you exercise those qualities. Well, my name is Jen Hawkins, and I'm a very, very thankful Diamond and Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. So today, 5 years ago today, I joined Plexus. I paid $34.95, all in the hopes of getting back into my single-digit size clothes. I was not interested in the business opportunity, you guys, even though I was looking for a way to supplement my family's income from home. I wasn't interested in the business opportunity really because it was network marketing, and I just really didn't understand it. I'd always held it at an arm's length, and I know many of you probably out there have as well. Well, God, thank you, Lord, had a much, much bigger plan for me through Plexus. We are so thankful for the financial freedom. We are thankful that we own our schedule. Both my husband and I, we own our schedule, and we get to design this business around our family of 5. So Alec Clark, he's our president of Plexus, he says often, if you're blessed, be a blessing. And that is one of my favorite parts of this entire journey, is that we have been able to give and be a blessing to others. So speaking of being a blessing, I would like to hand this over to someone I have grown to adore, Diamond and Gold Ambassador, Rosalind Payne. You're muted, Roz.
Hi there, y'all. How are you? Can you hear me now?
We're good.
Great. Y'all, hi, I'm Rosalind Payne. I'm a Diamond Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I am so excited to be here with everybody tonight. Let me tell y'all a little bit about my story. I started with Plexus back in June of 2013 on the prompting of one of my best friends. Some of you might know her. Her name is Celeste Gwynn. Celeste had signed up under Jen. They were friends from college, and being her best friend here, here in Dallas, I was the first person she called. And she called me and she's like, Roz, hey, we totally need to do this business together. And just started talking, and I immediately shut her down. And I was like, absolutely not. That kind of thing is not for me. I'm not into this network marketing thing. Secondly, I'm way too busy. I was working 3 jobs at the time. I had a 19-year career in advertising. And back in probably 2007, I had owned my own small ad agency, and the recession of 07 completely wiped us out, y'all. It was just a really scary thing, and we were in a position where we had to burn through our 401ks, we had to go through all of our savings, and we had nothing. So I was picking up jobs here and there. I had a few clients hanging on, so I just, for the next, many, many years, I was just always juggling multiple jobs. I wasn't afraid of hard work, but the hard work was stressful. But I didn't see any other option. I didn't see any other way out. My husband worked very hard as well. And it was just, we were just in a position that I know a lot of people are in, where you feel like you're working so hard and you're doing so much, but you still can barely get your head above water. We were just, we were deciding what bills to pay each month. And I remember that, the tires went out in the car and we had to put it on a credit card. Our credit was racking up, and we were in such a financial stressful situation. So when Celeste came to me with this, this idea, I immediately shut her down because, I went to college, I got a degree, I had a career, and in my mind, That was the only way to, to be successful, to grow in business, was to work for somebody else, find a company, work for it, and crawl up the corporate ladder. So seeing this idea of network marketing, I was like, that's just something you guys are doing this month, and next month it's going to be something different, but they stayed after me, and she proceeded to sign up all of my friends and all of my, friends as ambassadors or as customers. Awesome. But hey, it was totally my fault because I would turn them away. I sat for about 3 months watching my circle of friends get healthier, grow businesses. And there was girls that are in my own office. I was working, running the marketing for our children's school that they go to. A girl sat across from me. She was rocking her business. She's a diamond ambassador, by the way, right now. Her name is Beth Anderson. And, I sat here and watched all these people around me, and I started to think, okay, nothing negative is coming out of this. And these people, a lot of these people that were doing this were working full time, and they were able to make it work. Now, I knew I was not afraid of hard work. I knew how to multitask because I had all these jobs going. But still, I was very fearful of network marketing. It didn't make any sense to me. And it wasn't until I had a kind of a strong enough why to really push me to say, okay, I'm going to really do this. I had turned up my nose at this thing for months, like I say. And then, my husband came to me one day and he said, Roz, why are you so afraid of this? What is this you're so afraid of? And I said, honey, this is just a fly by night. This is not something I want to do. And he said, well, what if it could help our son? And my son, his name is Colton. He's high functioning on the autism spectrum. And he was needing a therapy that was going to cost us $1,000 out of pocket every month. And y'all, I was so scared. He was going into middle school. He was not mentally armed to go into middle school. And everybody with typical children, you know how hard middle school is. It was even harder for this little guy, just the idea of sending him into the big bad world, and I didn't want to do it. And so, when my husband said, what if this could help him pay for that $1,000 therapy, paradigm shift immediately. And I thought, oh my gosh, what if this really could pay for it? What if this really could work? And guys, I put on my blinders, I took off, and I went to work. And in my first full month, guys, I made enough to cover that therapy. Not only that, I made more than that. I was able to make more, and that extra money I made on top of that money for the therapy was the hope that I could do more with this. And y'all, I did this while I was working full time. I was working 50 hours a week, and somehow I figured out a way to make this work. And how did I do it? I made small sacrifices. There's going to be small sacrifices you're going to have to make if you really want to take off with this business. Those sacrifices don't have to be bad things. It doesn't have to be giving up something huge. It can be something as simple as giving up that late night TV, waking up a half an hour early, and just committing to taking the products and working the business and being committed every single day. Anybody can do this. Anybody, whether you're working, whether you're at home, and it's great now. I have surrounded myself with leaders on my team that were all ex-professionals. A bunch of us all worked at an ad agency together. I knew that they knew how to work. I knew that they knew how to multitask. I knew that they, weren't afraid of work. And guys, I tell you, if we can do it, all these mamas on my team can do it. Anybody can do it.
Thanks, Roz. I love hearing your story. I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Amber Volbada, and I'm really excited to be with you guys tonight and want to share just a tiny bit of my journey with you. A few things you should know about me before we get started is that I am married. My husband is in full-time ministry. I'm a homeschool mom, and we have 4 little ones who are 8, 6, 4, and just turned 1. I am an introvert, so I'm a shy little quiet mouse at times, total opposite of a salesperson. I mean, prior to Plexus, you should know that I had never purchased a single product from any friend who was in network marketing. Like, embarrassing to say it, but I just thought it was silly. And sometimes life situations push you to do things that you swore you'd never do. And that's definitely part of my story. So I may not be able to sell anything, but I have always had a huge heart to help people. And nothing motivates me more than needing to help my family. So if you know anyone in the ministry, and you know anyone who's trying to live on a ministry budget, It can be tight, especially if you're on one income and you're trying to live below your means and you have a growing family. And that's kind of where we were. When my oldest was born, I was really fortunate to find a job where I was able to do administrative work from home and be able to stay home with her. And that was really important to us. But in March, or like the beginning of 2014, we felt like the Lord was probably going to be moving us from Dallas, where we lived at the time, to Nashville. And I knew that leaving Texas meant I was going to have to leave that job behind. And by this time we had 3 kids, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And staying home with them was more important to me than anything else. So I knew I needed to find another supplemental income. I knew I could not invest a huge amount of money up front. We just didn't have that to put in. And I knew, honestly, I needed to be able to make money quickly. That was my goal, because I knew I was going to be losing an income and that needed to be replaced. So enter Plexus, the pink drink, all over Facebook. Women that I knew and trusted, they were sharing it. They were seeing huge health changes, but they were making money, real money. And these were women that I could trust. So not only did the products line up with my heart to just help other people, but the business model was exactly what this ministry-minded, penny-pinching, cash envelope system using, budget-keeping mama needed. That is what I needed, a $34.95 investment up front, a one-time welcome pack filled with stuff that I used every day. And then I got my first paycheck within the first 2 weeks. When that all came together, it was very clear to us that Plexus was the perfect fit, a minimal investment with huge potential. I mean, what's not to love about that? I was able to replace my previous income before we moved to Tennessee. And since then, it has grown to be more than we ever dreamed even possible. Life-changing is how I would refer to it. Every paycheck blows me away, but the best part is I get to do it while I'm loving on my babies and helping tons of other people do the same thing, loving on their babies or just pursuing their dreams and reaching their goals. Now I want to introduce you to Emerald Ambassador, Sunny Rogers, so you can hear her story too.
Thank you so much. Guys, I'm so excited to just chat with you for a quick second about what Plexus means to me. I might actually be a little bit different than most ambassadors out there because I'm single, not married, I don't have kids. And when I started this Plexus journey, I was newly in my American dream career. I'm a master's level social worker. I was working at one of the highest paid social work jobs that I could have. It was an incredibly rewarding job, but really hard. And it was taxing on me. And I would find myself really exhausted and stressed. And I was looking for something else. It wasn't like I would go home and I would sit on my couch and I needed an outlet. And I would binge on Netflix. And then I would get up and have some dinner and I would fall to sleep and take a nap and I would watch some more Netflix and then I would do it all over again the next day. You know, I'd go to bed and wake up and do it all over again. And I needed something more. I would just be watching all these Facebook posts about this Plexus thing and they're going on fun trips and they've got this time freedom and they're paying off debt in massive numbers. And for someone who had over $60,000 worth of school debt, yeah, I was paying attention because that was a big deal to me. I was seeing people, again, like everyone else has said, people that you love and trust and you know they're not going to be shady. And I didn't want to be shady. I didn't want to do this sales thing. I did not want to be a greasy-haired used car salesman. That was not what I was in this for. And so I wanted to know that it worked for me. Within 3 days, it was working for me. And I started sharing it and I was having fun. That useless time I was spending scrolling Facebook, disliking my life, was now for a purpose. I was being used to help people in a way that I wasn't able to from my job at the hospital. I was given opportunities that I never thought that I would be given. So a month into my Plexus, whatever, I couldn't even call it a business. It wasn't a business to me. It was fun. It was sharing. It was talking to my friends. It was sharing something that I was passionate about. And before I knew it, I'd hit my first rank. And a year from that, I was at this Emerald Jewel rank. And what that meant is that I was getting paid 2 to 3 times more at doing this Plexus thing on the side. Again, I was working full time. This whole time I was working my business. And I got to this place where I was making 2 or 3 times more than I was making at my full-time job. And then it got to the fact that I was gonna get to go on this fun trip to Hawaii, thanks to Plexus. And I wanted to go on a trip. My boyfriend's a professor, and so he has summers off. I wanted to be able to spend time with him. But, I was worried about this leave thing. You got to take vacation. You don't have very much of that. And when I decided to finally just throw away what I thought the American dream was, what I thought that I had to do, I thought I had to have this really stable job with this really stable place and benefits and all this kind of thing. And I was limiting myself so very much. So about 6 months after I hit Emerald, I decided to quit my full-time job. And I'm happy to say that a year later, in June, it will be a year that I've been doing Plexus full-time, that I've traveled so many places. And I actually just got back from a 2-week stint in many different states, seeing family and friends. And 1 minute about taking vacation. I didn't have to worry 1 minute about the stress that I was going to come back to. I didn't have to worry for a second about who I was leaving or feeling burdened. I was leaving someone behind with my burden and my work. I didn't have to think about any of that because my work was with me on my phone, and I was able to do it as my boyfriend was driving around. It's a gift. It's something I never would have thought would have turned into this, but having this chance to help people in this different way has been something I never would have expected. And if I hadn't jumped into it and just tried, who knows where I would be. I'd probably still be looking for another job because I was super stressed. Plexus has led me here. Life is good. And I'm really excited for you guys to now hear from Miss Elena as a Senior Gold.
Hey guys, my name's Elena Mays. I'm a Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I'm also a 4th grade teacher who is so excited about summer and all things hot. I jumped on Plexus in 2015, really shortly after my husband and I had welcomed our twin girls home from a 2-week stay in the NICU. And I was just so excited because this new chapter in my life ended with these 2 beautiful babies in my home after 3 or 4 years of infertility, failed adoptions, failed fertility treatments. So it was a blessing. I was excited, but I was equally as worn out as I was excited, and I needed to lose my baby belly. So I jumped on Plexus and fell in love with the products and began sharing because I wanted everyone to feel just as good as I was feeling. Fast forward 8 months later, I hit a new chapter in my life. And that was divorce. Unfortunately, my marriage had been struggling for a while, and I ended up being a single mom of 2 10-month-old baby girls. And it was hard. It was very, very stressful on a teacher's salary to provide a life that I was proud of for my babies. And I was not the mom I wanted to be. I was on edge, constantly worried about meeting basic needs, knowing that every dollar out at the grocery store, at the gas station, or wherever was less than I had in my account to provide for my babies. And I just wanted more. I needed money. I needed an income to bridge the gap between what I had and what I needed. So I began sharing in a different way, specifically to earn an income that would really provide for my family and fill that gap. Fast forward a year later, Plexus has done that and so much more. I am earning an income that goes towards my rent. It covers my products and my baby's products, and it's even helping me pay down some debt. I am surrounded by this incredible community of men and women who are so supportive. They're so genuine. We're doing life together. We are pouring into each other every single day. And we are building this incredible friendship with people I never would have met outside of Plexus. I am a much better version of myself, like Elena 2.0. I am a much better leader. I am more relaxed. I'm a present mama. I am just truly just in a totally different state of mind. I am building my self-worth, my self-value, my self-esteem, all of those things that were really shaken and shifted and broken down during that difficult piece in my marriage. Plexus helped me to rebuild that, you guys. That, and along with some counseling, I have been able to just be proud of who I am and what I do and how I'm supporting my family. I am earning this life-changing income with my babies, which is way better than having a second job. I'm earning more money than I'd be earning at a second job, and I'm able to spend time with my kids. I take them to events with me. They're with me while I'm working, and it's just been a major blessing that I am so thankful that I said yes to. The Lord dropped it in my lap, and I just took it and ran with it. I am thankful that you listened to my story that I was able to share with you, and I'm going to pass you along to Sapphire Ambassador Darlene, and she's going to share her story.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay, I am so excited to be here tonight. And first, I would like to thank Jen for asking me to share my business testimony. As you can see, I don't have any little children. In fact, most of these ladies on this call could probably be my daughters. But my name is Darlene Cornelius. First and foremost, I am an ambassador for God, and then a Sapphire ambassador for Plexus Worldwide. Many of you know me by Plexi Mama, and I love what I do. There is no greater fear than the fear of the unknown. I had lost my staffing business in 2010 when the banks went under and the construction world collapsed. We had everything in the business, so there was no retirement. So many seniors today are facing that same problem. I was the breadwinner of my family. My husband was not able to work. So when you're faced with how you're going to support you and your husband at an age that no one wants to hire you. In August of 2013, in walked Plexus into my life. I was 66 years old. So you're not too old out there. You can't give that excuse to me. I tried a sample at my daughter's house in Edmond, Oklahoma, and drove back to Austin that day. And it's about a 7 or 8 hour drive. And when I got home, I felt amazing. And my husband came out, and I already had the car unloaded. And he's going, whoa, what's wrong with you? But anyway, I have no plan. And I repeat this, I had no plan to sell Plexus. I just wanted to share and make enough to pay for my products, because my husband and I were both on it, and my car payment. My husband and I were on Social Security. So all you seniors out there that are watching this tonight, let this give you hope. There is hope. My first ambassador was my daughter, Danielle Bookout. My next ambassadors were 4 ladies in my Bible study. They saw the difference in me and my health. Each of you could probably name right now 50 people just in your family that needs this product. Is this business easy? I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it is a lot easier than getting up every morning and going to a job you hate, working 10 hours a day to end up with a 15 or 25 cent raise at the end of your evaluation year. Anybody had that problem? Or missing all the exciting things that your children or grandchildren do when you're at work. You know, taking off isn't easy. I've worked probably longer than you are old, and I guarantee there was many games I missed. You have to decide what you want out of this business. I love what I do, so I don't even think of it as a job. Just sharing and helping people get healthy. When you start a business, your banker will tell you that it takes 5 years to either make it or break it. I made a 5-year plan. I figured what it would take and what I had to do to accomplish that goal. In November, I will be 70 years old. I look pretty good, right? Yeah, whatever. But I will be 70 years old. It took me 5 years. Diamond is the highest rank in our business. And in 2018 convention next year, I am going to walk across that stage as the oldest jewel in Plexus. Alec Clark, our president of the company, told me if I make Diamond, he will sing to me on stage. And I plan on hearing a song. He just can't sing the old nagging what she used to be. The season of my life I am on right now is the most exciting and rewarding one I have been on in many years. My husband and I are financially free to go and do whatever we want without being afraid something won't get paid. I have moved to Edmond, Oklahoma to be close to 8 of my grandchildren. My other grandchildren are only 3-hour drive away. I couldn't have done that if I didn't have my own business. I am able to give in a way I never dreamed I could. What I love about Alex and Carl is they continually tell us, God, family, Plexus. I get to see lives change every day. Financial bondage broken, people feeling better than they've ever have. Joining Plexus has been the best decision I have ever made. Plexus is my life. You are the owner of your destiny. Any age can do this. I wasn't asked how old I was, or what physical shape I was in, or how much education I had when I signed up for $34.95. All I had to do was share, and share I do. So if you haven't made that decision yet, I encourage you to listen to these testimonies. It just might be the prayer you have been waiting on for an answer. So God bless. I hope these testimonies bless you. So now I would like to introduce you to Kimber Williams, an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Darlene. So my name is Kimber Williams. I am an Emerald Ambassador, and I'm so honored to share with you. Plexus has changed everything for my family. My desire is that my story will speak hope to you. I grew up in a home of network marketing with successful entrepreneurial parents. For me, that caused a love of network marketing. The freedom, the friendships, the growth, the fun, the unlimited earning and time potential. I wanted all of that when I had my own family. Well, 3 years ago, Plexus and I collided on Facebook. I was annoyed daily by Jen Hawkins' Plexus posts for over a year. I was so annoyed, but I kept reading them and I didn't know why. I never liked, I never commented. I was just annoyed for a year. But something intrigued me. You see, I had created a box for myself, and in that box was another network marketing company. I believed that company alone would be what would fulfill my dreams, my future, and my success. I couldn't see outside that box. I wouldn't even consider anything else. But my family, we needed help. You see, my husband and I had always struggled financially. He is a contractor. He's great at his job, but the industry is really up and down, and so we struggled with that. We'd been on food stamps. We couldn't afford gifts for special occasions each year. Our credit card debt continued to grow. We were stressed to the max. And if anybody knows about that dark cloud of financial doom over your home and marriage, that's what we lived under. Can anyone identify with that? Every January, we determined things would be different, but nothing changed. We found we were either in the same place or we had gone backwards from the year before. Now, there were some of those posts that stood out that Jen did that really caught my attention. One of those talked about Plexus. There was no inventory. We had no money to invest. There was no delivering products. We were at the place where I had to scrimp on gas because we could barely afford that. No parties. There were no quotas. And there was a low startup cost. I mean, who could start this type of business for only $34.95? So the possibilities of building an extremely financially rewarding business online, that was exactly what I needed. So I started to think, what if this is it? What if something outside of this box that I've created for myself, what if something outside that is what was going to change everything for us? Well, after a mindset shift, I joined and I started working harder than ever. The Plexus comp plan is like no other. I mean, you can make immediate income. You can earn a paycheck as quickly as the following Friday. Would income next Friday be helpful for you? Now, 6 months after starting Plexus one winter, my husband had 0 contracts signed for 4 straight months. If it weren't for Plexus that winter, we would not have been able to pay any of our bills. Now, one thing I want you to hear is you can probably hear there was finally a point where instead of me expecting my circumstances, people around me to change, I finally got to the point where I was willing to change. Many times, don't we want things to change, but we aren't willing to do anything to change? Have you heard that saying, if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you've got? Well, I was ready to do something different. Are you ready to do something different? If Plexus intrigues you at all, you give yourself the gift of trying it out. I am an Emerald Ambassador, as I mentioned, and would you take the time to look at what an Emerald's annual income is? Because this has changed absolutely everything for my family. This company, these products, what if this could change everything for you? And now I would like to introduce Gold Ambassador Aubrey Otero. I hope I said your name right.
You did, Kimber. Thank you so much. You did awesome. Thanks for sharing. Just a little bit about me and my husband. I am a science teacher, and he is a night shift police officer. We have 2 kiddos, 1 boy and 1 girl. We have dogs. We live in the suburbs. We are pretty much the typical cliche American family, including the fact that we were high school sweethearts. We are both drastically underpaid and underappreciated in our careers, and we have always lived paycheck to paycheck. Before kids, we did have a little bit of flex room, and so we ended up buying my husband a Mustang because he's a huge car guy, and everyone knows that about him. He's always been into cars and racing, and in fact, he's actually a driving instructor for the police department that he currently works for. When we had our son almost 4 years ago, money got tighter and tighter, and then when our son was only 9 months old, we found out we were pregnant with a second baby. And we were completely strapped for extra money and income. Because of that, unfortunately, my husband's beloved Mustang was the first thing to go, simply because we couldn't afford having a sports car and having 2 family cars at the same time. The Mustang definitely couldn't fit 2 car seats either, so he sold it and got a family sedan. And right about now is probably when you're wondering, what does all of this have to do with Plexus? Fast forward to last May, and I joined Plexus as an ambassador for the cheapest product price because I needed a serious health fix, and I swore up and down that I would not sell the products. I had tried another multi-level marketing company before in the past, and I did not make any money. And I actually ended up spending 25 times more in inventory, literally, than I did make on a paycheck for that company. After just a week on these life-changing products, my health changed drastically, and within the first 3 months, I started to drop weight. I used to be over 200 pounds. And so people started asking what I was doing. I told them I was taking these new products that had been helping with my health and had a side effect that had been massive weight loss and energy. I had no intention to sell. Then, one by one, they started asking where they could get them. I just signed them up, not thinking anything about it. And then I got my first paycheck email from Plexus. I had no idea how I earned it. And so I messaged my sponsor, Jana, and I said, why do I have a paycheck? I haven't done anything. And she said, we get paid 11 ways in Plexus. And so it's so easy to get paid when you sign someone up and you got paid. And I said, oh, well, that was easy. And that was my eye-opening moment of how this business works. There's no inventory, no parties, no minimums, just building relationships and sharing my story. And like I said, I joined Plexus for the products. Saw how easy it was to make money and started actively selling Plexus only 6 months ago. Since starting to share my story, build relationships, and as a result, building my business, I was just able to buy my husband a Mustang like the one that he sold, except this one's better. There's less mileage, better cared for than the one he used to have. And this business has been life-changing for my family. It's just 6 months ago, I was dreaming of when I could afford baseball lessons and t-ball for my son. And I couldn't wait till the day I could put my daughter in dance and gymnastics. And then if I could only get my husband another sports car. And quite literally, all within the last 2 months, I have been able to afford t-ball for my son and all the equipment that goes with it, gymnastics and dance for my daughter, a car for my husband, and an extra shopping budget for myself because shopping is my love language. I'm still shocked about how all of this happened in such a short period of time while working full-time as a middle school science teacher. I volunteer at church as a youth leader. I'm a mom of 2 toddlers, a wife to a night shift police officer who isn't always home to help me out. So I am so grateful for the health and happiness and financial blessing that Plexus has brought to my life. But the best part is I'm only a gold ambassador. And so this is just the beginning. I'm sure I'm going to have a better and stronger story coming up. And so stay tuned for that for all my people who are watching me tonight. And I would like to introduce tonight Scott, who is an Emerald Man Ambassador, as we call them. So take it away, Scott.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I have to tell you, I am so impressed by hearing all of these incredible testimonies from just normal people that are doing so well. I am also honored to be on here tonight and to represent the men of Plexus. There are thousands and thousands of man Plexus ambassadors, ambassadors as we call them, with Plexus, all the way from silver all the way to the top level of diamond. And guys, they are rocking the business. We have support groups on Facebook. We are there for each other, encouraging each other, helping each other out, and cheering each other along the way. When I first started Plexus about 2.5 years ago, my best friend, who had been doing Plexus for 6 months, called me and told me a little bit about it. And my first answer was no. I didn't say no just once. I said no for 6 months. 6 months, I said no. I had no desire. I was the person that said, is this a pyramid scheme? And basically that was my ignorance. I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about network marketing. And it was my fear as well. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. I thought it was a business just for women. And so I'm not a woman. I don't know how to be a woman. And so I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to work that side of a business. So my friend said, just kept on and kept on. I'm also a teacher. I love my job. My job, if there's a calling in my life, it's to be a teacher, and I love what I do. And I didn't want this business to take away from that. And so finally, after about 6 months, I said, okay, I'll do it. And it is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I get to help people. I get to help people get healthy. I get to help people make an income, help them find financial freedom. And that is such a fulfilling thing for my spirit, for my soul, to see other people succeed. I love that. I am a runner. I'm an Ironman. I did an Ironman a couple of years ago. And so health is very important to me. Fitness is extremely important to me. I want to be healthy. I'm in my mid 40s. And so that's really important. And so I know once we get in our 30s and our 40s and older, it's hard to maintain our health at times. And so I love helping my friends, my family contribute to getting their health back on track. And that is a wonderful blessing in my life. So I started the business. I thought if I could just make and $500 a month extra, that would be huge for me. That would be like $50,000 for some people, because that, as a teacher, we don't make a whole lot of money. But I thought if I could make $500 extra a month, well, I made that my first month. That was so, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Now that's not everybody, but I worked the business. I put like 30 minutes in extra a day. And I thought I can do this. Well, I started developing a really incredible team that worked so hard, that had passion, that had drive. I'm not married, so I didn't have a wife helping me out. But what I did have were people on my team that were just as passionate about this business as I was. And they wanted to do this. They wanted to help others get healthy, and they wanted to find financial freedom. So if you're out there and you're debating right now, if you're a guy and you're thinking, I just don't know if I can do this business, I don't have the time. I'm still a full-time teacher. I'm still a runner. I just did a half marathon a couple of weeks ago. My life, my free time is very important to me. And so if that's important to me and I can do this business, trust me, you can do this business if you put just a little time and effort into it each day. So thank you for listening. Have a great evening. And I'm going to turn it over to my friend. She is amazing. She's an Emerald Ambassador, Jill Werness. Jill, it's all yours.
Hey everyone, good evening. I'm super excited to be with you tonight and tell you why it is that I got involved in this incredible company. I am a certified health coach and also the wife of a chiropractor, and we've been involved in natural health for well over 25 years. And if you can imagine, we've been approached by everyone trying to back their products, the latest and greatest with juices and cleanses and greens and every kind of supplement company. But it wasn't until we found Plexus that we went in head first. They were speaking our language about getting to the root cause of dysfunction in the body. And that's who I was seeing in my clinic. I was seeing folks who were at the end of their ropes. They were sick and tired of being sick and tired. And what I saw with Plexus was people were having quicker, longer lasting results and at a much better price point than I was seeing with folks in my clinic. So really, it was a no-brainer. I could go on and on about the amazing health testimonies, but I am here to talk to you about this phenomenal business opportunity. So like I said, we had been approached with a lot of other direct marketing companies. And what we found is that some folks had some good products, but they had very poor compensation plans. Or we could find a great compensation plan, but not a great product. And my husband and I knew that if we could find an amazing product that was clean, that worked, that was life-changing, and you coupled that with a phenomenal compensation plan, then, you know, sky was the limit. There was going to be no stopping us. Well, that's what we found with Plexus. They have products that the masses need. Men, women, and children. They are a consumable product that people need every 30 days. And that's huge, you guys. It's not just that folks need them every 30 days. They can't live without them for 30 days. If folks run out of their products, ooh boy, things get tough in my world making deliveries of stuff that I have because they're really that life-changing. And I'm all about a pair of earrings and a pair of leggings, but one or two and then I'm kind of done. This consumable product every 30 days is what is, really what you want to look for when you're looking for residual income. And that's what we found with Plexus. So you've got this amazing health benefits, right? You've got this amazing unlimited compensation plan with life-changing products. And I look at my friends and I'm like, you're crazy if you don't do this. Because I've been able to marry the joy, the passion, the vision that really God gave me of seeing people's lives transformed from a health perspective, and then seeing not only their lives transformed from a wealth perspective, but our families as well. I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. I got to that ranking in 13 months with the grace of God and my amazing team. And it's been life-changing income for our family. My husband is a stage 4 cancer survivor, and he doesn't have the energy that he used to have. So next year, because of my Plexus income, it is my plan to retire him. I think a huge part of that cancer, that stress, I think the match that ignited that cancer flame was stress. And so to be able to relieve that stress and pressure, take that burden off of his shoulders, is really one of the greatest gifts that Plexus has ever given me and our family. True freedom. So just do it. Just jump. If you don't know what that means, go watch the Steve Harvey video. Just jump, and you will have a team of incredible people here to catch you. So I'm going to toss it back to our guest, our host, Jen Hawkins, to wrap it up for the evening.
Awesome, you guys. Oh my goodness. These stories never get old. Oh, it just fills me up every time that I hear them. Oh, okay, so I know we're over our time limit, but I just want to, if you'll give me 2 more minutes, I want to share my screen and show you our income disclosure statement that has our annual incomes by rank. So if you'll just give me 1 second, I want to show this to you and I'll wrap us up really quickly. Here we go. Okay. Go full screen. Okay, so what I want to draw your attention to really quick, and we're going to do this quick, is the Silver Ambassador. That's our one of our early ranks in our compensation plan. Now, what you see here is the annual income, that $5,083, which actually turns out to be about $423 a month. You remember Scott saying that just $500 extra a month was life-changing for him. That was life-changing for my family as well. So at $423 average monthly income for Silvers, that's what that is. More people go to bed at night worried about how they're going to make ends meet, not about how they're going to lose the last 10 pounds. That is why this business opportunity is so valuable. It really is a gift. Now I want to take you to Gold. Gold, Aubrey, who shared tonight about her husband and the Mustang, she is a Gold ambassador, and that is the average annual income for a Gold ambassador. That is around $1,023 a month on average. That is incredible. And then Elena, who shared with you about becoming a recent single mom and her twin daughters, she's a senior Gold ambassador. At that average is, when you break that down monthly, it's $1,856 a month. I know single moms, and I'm telling you, that kind of extra money is life-changing. Now, I'm not going to walk through every single rank, but you can see how that income increases over up through the Plexus compensation plan. Well, as if getting paid is generously for helping people is not awesome enough, we have the opportunity to earn amazing trips, shopping sprees, a stipend for a Lexus, and all sorts of recognition. And you've heard it. What you will find with Plexus, if you join, is being a part of a greater purpose. You may be in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. Okay, I'm gonna come back here. Here we go. Okay, well, I just want to close out with this. I want you to get back with the person who invited you on this call, and they can help you get started. Whether you want to share with a few people or a few hundred people, you get to customize. You get to make this business be whatever you want it to be. Okay, so that is, it's all up to you. I'm going to leave you with this, and we'll close out. What if this could change everything? It has been an answer to prayer for thousands upon thousands. Why not you? All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all of our presenters. I appreciate you so much. Good night, everyone.